So my mom works at a retirement home, and she introduced me to this nurse. And my mom is pretty. She knows a lot of nurses, and I don't know if she's a registered nurse, but Arabic nurse, parentheses. Not her, but in terms of like calling her a nurse. But to the point, my mom was always like talking. She's a mother of a type 1 diabetic. I'm pretty sure some of you guys can relate. Any parents watching, you're just in a constant worry, and you're just trying to do anything you can do for your child. And she connected me with her, because people stay on the date, what's going on with health, and what's the new trend, and what's the best thing. And intermittent fasting is pretty popular, and I've been a fan of it. I've been doing it for quite a while now. I mean, half a year maybe. And she looked at it, and she saw a couple of videos about how people reverse their diabetes, which was obviously type 2 diabetes, not type 1. I just thought I'd share this because it's funny, and I want to let you guys know that, don't let it frustrate you. And you can't be the only one getting pissed about it, because there's so much other people that deal with, I don't want to say ignorant. I mean, people just want to help, but they just don't know. And to call this lady a nurse, I don't think she's a nurse. Maybe she's a nurse, but a really uninformed nurse that forgot her stuff. And she was telling me, I want to send you this video about this doctor, he's intermittent fasting. And I was just listening. I was nodding my head. I was like, yeah. And she's like, yeah, so basically, if you do this intermittent fasting thing right, take less and less insulin, but it's very important that you're very aware and you're consistent in what you're breaking your fast with. So obviously she's talking about, you don't just fast and then eat crap. You want to make sure, obviously, nutrition is right. That makes sense, right? And then she goes on about saying, basically, the insulin you're taking is doing more harm than good. And I kind of I smirked, because you know how much we all bolus and all that nonsense. Like I don't understand where she's coming from. And I understand there's new breakthroughs in health, but to say that insulin does worse than good, I mean, even if diabetes was cured, we're not all going to demonize carbs, that our body responds with insulin. And we need that to absorb our nutrients. That's the stuff you guys already know. Okay, and then she goes on about saying, yeah, so you want to take less and less, and then hopefully, eventually you get rid of it. And I was like, yeah, I know in my head. And I'm pretty, obviously you guys can tell with my tone that I'm pretty content with it, what she's saying. And I've heard people talk about reversing their diabetes, and they don't know that I'm a type 1, but they don't know the fucking difference. So I went on and I said, are you aware that I'm a type 1 diabetic and you cannot get rid of type 1 diabetes with simply fasting? She's like, yes, you can. I'm going to stop it there because you guys pretty much know the rest, but I didn't laugh or anything. I just said, okay. I proceeded on listening, and, I keep an open mind. But the reason why I share this is because I think it's funny. I think you guys will get a laugh about it. And really get inspired in terms of your reaction. The world's going to say a lot of crazy. And you guys got to think about it this way. When you were not diagnosed with diabetes, what did you know about diabetes? I want you guys to ask that question to yourself right now. You probably just knew it had something to do with sugar, or something about food, or something old people get, or prick your finger, or take a shot, take a pill, whatever the case. Whatever your imagination of it was. And then what happened a year down the road, it turned out to be a whole book of things, and there's etiquettes about it, rules and stuff. And then you got to have massive empathy, because why I say you got to, of course you don't have to, but you got to realize that, yes, maybe years down the line we do have a cure, but for now we got to learn how to, in terms of social aspects, we got to learn how to react to people and what to say and what not to say and how to be nice. Because at the end of the day, people are just trying to offer their best thing, but they don't know that this is a serious thing. It's not just you have minor blood pressure, or, you have a little cholesterol and you gotta, be in a caloric deficit and start exercising more. This is an autoimmune disease. They just don't know. So the best thing is just to go about it with whatever you guys feel like is right. Whatever, you guys can share with me what you think the best thing is to say. Say, hey, I appreciate you looking out, but this is actually an autoimmune disease disorder. It's a blood disorder, and it's something that cannot be cured with no food, but it can be managed. There's a difference between cures and managing. With insulin and blood glucose meters, it's kind of like taping the ripped book. It's not really a big fix or cure, but it's better. So I don't know. For me, it works by just listening to what people have to say. Like they talk about cinnamon or whatever shit they'll tell me, and if like it's someone I know and I care about, I'll say, yeah, I've used it. It helped my blood sugar pretty good. But if it seems like someone who's pretty open-minded, and I'll get into the discussion. But if not, I'll just say, yeah, thanks, I really appreciate it. Watch my YouTube channel. So yeah, I just wanted to bring that with you guys. Stay well.